Hello everyone. In today's video we will see the your sixth C program. See here, this is your program number 6. Write a C program to find power and square root of a given number. Means whatever number you have entered, of that number, find out the power of that function and square root of that number. Okay, then write down hash include stdio.h means standard input output file. Means if you are using the standard means input or output functions, so use this hash include stdio.h. Then hash include conio.h means console input output .h. Then hash include, see here in today's program we will write here another header file, that is this one is hash include math.h. Why I have written here hash include math.h? We will see when we executing the sixth one program. I'll show you what is the use of this hash include math.h. If you put, what will happen if you remove this, if you not written this math.h header file in your sixth program, what will happen? Okay, then open int nx. Here we are using two variables, one variable is n and other variable is x. For square root purpose we use one variable and power purpose we use one variable. So I have declared here two variables and int is a data type here. Remember this, I am telling in each program because this type of question they can ask in Viva. Okay, what is this int? Then you should know what is the meaning of this. Int is a data type. So n and x are the variables here. Means this data type can hold these variables. Then float is data type. So this is another type of data type. Then float. Why I have using here float? See here I have written here. Int because here we all are using the value of n and x. The value of n and x is integer value. See, if you are using the integer value, use int. If you are using the fraction values, use float. See, float square root of num, because if you entered here any number, means any value of n here, sometimes the answer comes in fraction values or sometimes answer comes in integer values. If the answer comes in fraction values, if you not written float here, it will display only the integer result. If you want the float fraction result also, so use here float square root num, means whatever square root of any particular number we will get, that result will print here square root n and power num, means power of number. Then CLR, SCR. See here I have used here underscore symbol. Why I have used here underscore symbol? The meaning of this is you cannot write down here variable separate, means you cannot give space in between this variable if you want to use, because this is only a single variable. This is not a two words, means two variables. It is a single variable. Either you use underscore, otherwise you can write down this attach word, because this is not a separate variable. This is only a single variable, means you cannot give here space. If you given here space in between the variables, it shows errors. So if you are using any variable, if you want to show square root num like this, use underscore symbol, otherwise write down this joint word, because this is only a single variable. Here also power num, power of any particular number. So this is a single variable, this one also and this one also. Okay, then CLR, SCR. If you want to clear the previous output screen, use CLR, SCR in your program. Then printf, slash n. I want this message print on the next line. So enter the number, means whatever which number you want a square root or if you want to find out any particular number power, then that number you can enter here. Means which number square root you want, that number you can enter here. Enter the number. Then scanf means whatever number you can enter from keyboard, means you can give the input to the computer for processing. So %d and ampersand n means whatever which number you want square root, that number you can enter here. Means computer can accept the data from the user, means it will accept the inputs. So scanf is the input function and printf is the output function. Remember this. Then printf, I want to print the message on monitor screen. Enter the power of number. See here, if you enter here number, that number you want a square or cube or anything, means power or fourth, like this. If you want a square or cube, you can enter the power of the number here. Scanf %d and x means if you want a square, then enter here 2. If you want a cube, then enter here 3, like this. Then whatever value of x you can enter from keyboard, it will accept here. Scanf %d ampersand x. So we are using here integer value, so I have written here %d. Then square root of num, this is a formula. Write down the mathematical formula. Square root num equals to sqrt. This is a square root function. If you want to use any mathematical functions in your program, so you should write this #include math.h, means mathematical header file. If you not written this math.h, this function, it shows the error to these two lines, means square root of n and power of n comma x. Power of whatever number you can enter here n, and you want square root or square or cube, that number. Okay. Then if you want to find out the result of square root, means if you want to find out the square root or power of any particular number, because these are two mathematical functions. If you want to execute this mathematical function, then you should write down the #include math.h. I'll show you in program. If you put this, what will happen, and if you remove this, if you not written the math.h header file, what will happen. Okay, if you are using any mathematical functions in your program, so use #include math.h. If you are using the basic functions, means addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, no need to write down this math.h. That basic function will execute. But if you are using any special mathematical function, then you can write down the math.h here. Okay, so in this program we are using the square root and power function, so you should write down here #include math.h. Then square root num equals to sqrt, because there is no sign of square root, so use sqrt. This is a square root function, square root of n. Then power num equals to power of n, means whatever number you can enter, that number, and if you want square or cube or fourth root, then you can enter here. Then power of that number. Then printf square root of %d, means square root of whatever number you have entered, that number is equals to, see here, square root of that number is equals to %f. Why I have written here %f? Because if you enter, if you want the square root of any particular number, if you entered here 2, square root of 2, it comes in fraction values. So 1.4 something like this, it comes 1.7, then square root of 2. If you enter here square root of 4, the square root of 4 is 2, so it comes integer value, so it will display only integer value. But if you entered here square root, if you want a square root of 2, the square root of 2 is 1.7 something, means it comes the fraction value. So if you want to see that, so you should use here %f, otherwise it will display only the integer value, it can't display the fraction values. Okay, so square root num, then power of %d, means power of that number is, means if you want to find out 2 square, then power of 2 is 2, means 2 square is equals to, 2 square is how much? 4, 2 into 2, so it's equals to 4, so that power it will display on monitor screen. Then write down gate ch and close. see here, this is the output of your program. Enter the number. This message will print on the monitor screen. If you run your program, it will display enter the number. Then from keyboard you can enter any number. I want to find out the square root of 4, so enter 4. Then enter the power of number. I want the 4 square, so enter 2. If you want a 4 cube, then you can enter here 3. If you want a 4 power is 4, so enter here 4. Okay, I want a square, so enter the power of number is square. Square root of 4 is how much? Square root of 4 is 2, so 2.0. Why it shows 0? Because this value is a perfect square of 2. The 2 square is 4. How we can find out square of any particular number? Square root of 4 means in square root 4. So square root of 4 is 2, means multiplication of 2 is 4. So square root of 4 is 2. Then power of 4 is equals to 16. How it's 16? See here, 4 square is 2. So 4 multiplication of 4 is 2 times. So 4 into 4 is 16. If you multiplied 4 2 times, so it's 16. If you want cube, so multiply 4. If you entered here 3, so multiply 4 into 4 into 4 means 16 into 4. That value it will displayed on monitor screen. This is the output of your program. So we will see how to execute that. Open this Turbo C++ software. Start Turbo C. See here, already I have typed the program because that programs are bigger, it's getting more time. So already I typed and saved in file. I'll just show you. Go to, if you saved the previous program, if you want to open a previously saved program, so go to open, and whatever name you have given, see here I have given the name is P6. So write down that name .cpp and open. Just click on open. That program is open here. CP6 is open. If you want the screen bigger, so maximize this. See here, hash include stdio.h, conio.h and math.h. I have written this program. Then I'll compile. I'll see here. See compilation. There is no warnings. There is no errors. There are no errors. There are no warnings. So press any key from keyboard. Then Alt R. Just press the enter key. See here, it will display enter the number, means what which number you want a square root. So that number you can enter. I want a square root of 4. So enter 4. Then again enter the power of number. I want a 4 square. So 2. See here, square root of 4 is 2 and power of 4 is 16. This is the output. Okay, I'll show you here. If you remove this, if you not written any mathematical header file in this, what will happen? See here I have removed that. Then Alt C, compile that program. See, it shows 2 errors here, 2 errors. So if you want to see where exactly that errors, just press the enter key. Then see here, in this line, see here, using this sky blue color, it shows the error in which line and what type of error is in this line. It shows in message box. See here, functions sqrt should have a prototypes, because you are using here mathematical functions in your program. See here, in function power in this line. If you want to find out that, because you are using the special mathematical functions in your program, but you have not declared their math.h header file. So these functions are not executed. This function will not executed. So you just press the enter key. Square root should have a prototype. If you compile this, it shows the errors. Just press the enter key. If you want second error, see, click here, it shows in this line. In this line and this line, there are 2 errors because these 2 are special mathematical functions. So it shows errors in these 2 lines, this square root num and power num. Why it shows here should have a prototype? Because you have used here special mathematical functions, but you have not declared math.h header file. See, if you are using any special mathematical functions in your program, then you should write down the math header file, otherwise that function will not work, so it shows errors. See, I'll put there math.h hash include math.h. So I'll compile now. Just compile using Alt C key. See, if you are using for execution, if you are using the computers or laptops, so for compilation press Alt C, and for run the program press Alt R. Remember this key. For compilation Alt C, and for run Alt R. If you are executing these programs on mobile, at the bottom of your mobile screen it shows there compile and run. Just you click on that, your program will compile and your program will run. Okay, see here, there is no warnings, there is no errors. Press any key from keyboard, just press the enter key, then Alt R. Using Alt R key, run the program. See here, it will display the message on monitor screen. Enter the number, which number square root you want, you can enter. See here, if you want the square root of 2, so just enter 2. I wanted 2 cube. 2 cube is 8, and square root of 2 is 1.7 something. It's a fraction value. We'll see here, just press 3. I wanted 2 cube. 2 cube is 8. How it's 2 cube is 8? Means 2 into 2 into 2. Multiplication of 2 is 3 times. If you multiply 2 3 times, 2 is a 4. 4 2 is a 8. See here, it's 1 point, not 1.7, it's 1.4. Square root of 2 is 1.414214. This is the square root of 2, and power of 2 is 3, means 2 cube is 8, means multiplication of 2 is 3 times. If you multiply 2 3 times, the value comes 8. 2 is not a perfect square. If you enter 4, 4 is a perfect square. If you enter 36, 36 is a perfect square, like this. Okay, if you entered any perfect square, it value comes in integer. But if you entered any value, if that number is not a perfect square, then it shows the values in fraction. Okay, this is the square root of 2 is 1.414214. This is the square root of 2, and 2 cube is 8. This is the output of this program. Here you can what is the exact use of math.h? See here, math.h, see, this type of Viva questions they can ask in final exam. Why I have written here math.h? Because we all are using the special mathematical functions in our program, so we are using here hash include math.h file. If you remove this, that function will not work. If you want to run the program, so use the math.h header file, because we are using in our program special mathematical functions. If you want to quit this, just click on file, click on quit. I want to save, yes. You can just close this. See, this is your 6th C program. Try to execute